Bansi's like, no, I have to teach her a lesson that she has to leave my man alone. So this is what happened. I was in first year. It was my, I don't know which semester, I don't remember which semester to be exact. So I moved into the school hostels, so that's where I lived. Me as a first year, I was so wild, I was so naive. I was doing all sorts of things like blacking out, sleeping, not attending classes, missing some cards. I hope my mom doesn't hear this, doesn't watch this. I had this roommate and we'll give her a name. We'll give her a fake name close to her name. So let's name her Jennifer. This guy used to come to our room. We'll give him by the name of Brian. The story is that they used to date kitambo wakiwa first year, second year. Hiyo time walikuwa fourth year. So walikuwa wameachana. I don't know what happened by the way. So this story begins on a very lovely Saturday afternoon. So Jennifer calls me up and tells me, do you want to come out? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to go outside? Do you want to visit anywhere? Do you want? And I was like, yeah, okay, I want to go out because I wasn't doing anything. Nothing was keeping me busy on that Saturday afternoon. I wish something did by the way. I wish. So when I got out of the hostel and I went to the main gate of the hostel, I found she was in a car. She was with a guy called Fred. I'm giving them fake names, baby, so you have to keep up with this. So I met them with a guy called Fred, and Brian was also there. So I got into the car. I sat at the back seat of the car and they sat in front. That was Jennifer and Fred. It was Fred's car. We got into the car and we drove to a resort that was 8 kilometers away from school, and it was called Njeri, something like that. I don't quite remember the name, but let's give it that name. So let's call that resort Njeri. So yeah, as we got there, we sat on a table. They ordered drinks. Fred ordered some drinks, and for me, I remember that I only carried my phone. I didn't carry any form of cash, and that is usually like the worst mistake that you'll ever make. By the way, don't ever try that. If someone is asking you out, you'd rather carry your own money unless they're willing to pay for you. So thank God Fred was paying. Jennifer and Brian, they get up and they leave us. So I don't know where they went. I've never known where they went. But I've never known, because that resort it's kind of big, so you don't know where people go, and mind you, their exes. I'm left here with Fred, and we are talking, and he begins to pour his heart. He begins to pour out his heart. I don't know if that's the correct statement. He begins to pour his heart out. Yeah. And we began to explore the resort. So after a while, he removes his phone and he asked me, can we take selfies? And I was like, okay. Took a couple of selfies, but I wish I knew where those pictures were going to be shared, because they were shared in WhatsApp, and probably in Facebook, and probably in other social media app I've never known. So when he shared them, you have to know that he broke up with a girl called Bansi, his ex-girlfriend, whom will give her name as Bansi. So they broke up, I don't know if it was that day or the day before, because that was massive hurting. So after that, I was like, okay, I didn't know that he was posting them. I was so blindsided, and that was like hadi nikajihurumia, like wow, I didn't know that he posted them. So after a while, like an hour or so, Jennifer and Brian came back to the car, and me and Fred, we also got back into the car. So as we got back into the car, there was a change of position in sitting position. I sat in front. I sat in the front seat, me and Frederick, and now at the back was Jennifer and Brian, which was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. I'll tell you why. We didn't actually get into school. We drove to another club. It was like around school. So let's name this club the B club. Once we got there, we were in the car, and I was like, I was seated there. I don't know what, something happened, and Jennifer told me, like, let's switch position, like come sit at the back seat and I'll sit at the front seat, and we exchanged position. So when we got there, Bansi was actually in this club, was in the B club actually. So she was there, and she was so pissed. By the way, she was so pissed. I think she was pissed because of those WhatsApp pictures. And she didn't know that I was in the car, because it was like, it had tinted windows, something of sort. So she didn't know that I was in the car. So when we got there, Fred got out of the car, and also Jennifer got out of the car. Then Bansi got out of the club, and then they began arguing. I didn't take much of it. I just thought they were arguing about their relationship issues. I didn't think even it would ever involve someone like me. At that time, she wanted me to go back to the hostels. I think it's because she knew that her best friend was Bansi, was kind of vicious or something like that. I don't know why. So I was like, okay, let's go. When we are like along that road, you can just drop me off there, and then we'll go. So you have to know that the people that were in that car was me, Brian, Jennifer, and Fred. Bansi was left at that club, at that big club, which was around school. So please make sure you are very, very, very conversant to the location that I'm talking about, because that location is so important. We got into the car, and they were to drop me off to around the main gate of the hostel, and I don't know what happened. I just felt like when we got there, Fred asked me, so you need to also keep that point. He asked me that, do you want to go? And I was like, no, like, if you guys are going to party, like, let me follow you, like, let me just we'll come back in the morning with Jennifer, since we are roommates. And he was like, okay. So this time round, we went like so far from school. That was now in Meru. So now you have to know this. There's Meru, there's Chuka. And Meru and Chuka, it's like 150 kilometers apart. So we drove to Meru. When we drove to Meru, we went to this place called The Blend. It's a club, so it's called The Blend. And we were like, it's out there. The place was so lively, it was a good club. And then I'm looking around, and I see Bansi. By sheer coincidence. And I'm like, okay, she didn't come with us, like, how fast did she get here? And at that time Frederick comes and tells me that, oh, now see, she came with an older man here. She got the sponsors. She came with another man here, an old man. He just got into the car, and now she's here. She just wants to heartbreak me even more. And I was like, dude, calm down. Like, this did happen. Jennifer came with like two friends, two of her male friends. I can't involve them much in the story because they don't play a big role except only providing extra transport. Kuna kucha. And at that point, I think everyone was tired and we had to find rooms to sleep in Njeri. So Bansi, that whole time that we're having fun in the club, Bansi and Fred were talking, and at one point I heard them shout at each other. Again, I didn't think it was about me. Oh, I didn't think it was about my images in WhatsApp. I was so blindsided. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. We had to find a place to sleep. Because we were so tired. When we got into the car. So remember this time, the friends that Jennifer brought, now Bansi got into their car. There were two. So Bansi got into their car and there were males. Bansi got into their car, and in this car we are still the same exact people. There was me, there was Fred, there was Brian, and there was Jennifer. So now you have to know at this point the seating position changed once again. So at the front seat I was seated with Fred. At the back seat there was Brian and Jennifer. So I sat there, Fred was just driving, following the car that was ahead of him. The car that was ahead of him was the friends of Jennifer, and Bansi was in that car. So Fred was like following the car. Then they got into this like private residence. I think it was private because that place was so quiet. And once we got there, then Jennifer explained to me that was where Bansi lived. Like that was her uncles, aunties, I don't know, but it was just a place that was going to provide us a place to sleep. So now know that we've already reached into that residence, and I'm in the car. I'm seated in the front seat, which is like, I don't know why, but it was a very foolish mistake, baby. You'll know why now. You'll know why it was a foolish mistake. So I was seated in front, Fred, just blabbering about fancy, I don't know. Okay, such ignorant stuff I just ignored. So we sat, we came to the stop to that residence, and I don't know what happened. Bansi, in the car that was in front of us, she got out. She was mad, pissed off. She was like so pissed. She got out of that car. Then she came to the car that we were in. Okay, on my side, now like on my side. Then she began knocking that window like, let me even demonstrate to you, like, open the door. And I was like, inside I was like so scared. I was like, okay, let me open the door. Which was another very huge mega mistake. My country people, that was where I had my first cat fight. When I opened the door, she grabbed my hair. Now for those who know me, like, even my previous video, like I have a lot of bouncy, I have a lot of hair. She just got in and grabbed my hair like a huge chunk of it, and she was like, nifuta. Then I'm here, I'm confused. I don't even know what's going on. I'm telling you, me and being idea we are just friends. I was like, okay. I was like, someone is pulling my hair. I'm a little bit drunk, I think. I don't know, I'm not sure. And she's just pulling, like, you know, and dragging me out of the car. At one point, but hey guys, if you don't know how to fight, if you just have no idea how to handle a fight, don't do it. Don't fight. Don't involve yourself in a fight. Be a peaceful woman or man. So I was like, so when she pulled me and dragged me out of the car, I didn't know what to do because I don't fight. I mean, come on, I can't even describe myself because I'm so peaceful. I like peaceful environment with everyone. Like, I don't like causing pain to others so that they can come and fight me and, you know, destroy my wonderful hair. So she dragged me out of the car and they began crying. Guys, they began crying. I cried a lot. And she was like, at one point, Jennifer came to kututuanisha, and also Brian. He came like to let his hands go off, and then Jennifer was like telling her like, no, stop doing that, she's not the one, and I'm confused, like, what's going on, why is she coming on to me? And Jennifer is like, and Bansi's like, no,
I have to teach her a lesson. That she has to leave my man alone.
And I'm like,
oh my god, okay, please leave me. I don't want your man. I just don't want your man. I have my own man.
I mean, I kinda lied. I said I have a boyfriend. You know, I was like trying to defend myself so that she doesn't have to hurt me. I was like, I have my own boyfriend. Please don't hurt me. I don't want your man. So she kind of let go of me a while, like 5 minutes. And, you know, I was just crying because having your hair like caught and you're confused, it's usually hurtful. I don't know why, but, you know, I'm just going to begin going to fighting classes now, I think so. So she was like, oh,
please, you bitch, come here, I'm going to destroy your life.
I'm like, oh, stop. She came back. That was the second time. She was just like pulling my hair. I think, by the way, guys, I thank God she didn't use her fist or her kicks, because I would have been in the hospital. You know, you can't mess with some chicks because of their men. I didn't have any idea, by the way. Like, she was pulling my hair a lot. I think even when she let go, there's some like chunks of hair on her hand. Now tell me, how painful is that? Like, it's even worse than getting hit with that fist on your face. It was so painful. Like, I don't know, I was just crying the whole time until she let go of me. And Jennifer tried to tell her that, you know, that wasn't her intentions. The person that you're supposed to talk and fight with is Fred for having posted those pictures. So it turns out, what turned out was that she was fighting me. I think the main reason was that she was fighting me because I sat in the front seat with Fred. Now, I know you're wondering, of course, obviously. I mean, like, Alitanga, like, the history of that car is that when that car was down, like really down and needed to be refurbished, she spent 100,000 on that car. So if she saw another girl as beautiful in me, she got mad. Then she started like pulling my hair because I only had sat in the front seat of the car and Fred had posted me in WhatsApp the same day. So anyway, what I'm going to tell you is that I didn't know this Fred. I had no idea who he was. I think he's the worst guy on this planet Earth for having made me gone through a fight. He didn't even come to tell her or to persuade her. He just stood there watching like an idiot. So that was the longest night of my life. Like, it was so long. It was the longest night of my life, because after that, after arguing for so much, after arguing a lot, we argued so much in that place that we were even kicked out by the residents that were around there. We got back into the car. This time round, I sat in the back seat by the I sat in the back seat there where Brian was comforting me, Jennifer was also comforting me, and Bansi sat in front with Fred. But then I don't know why. I didn't have any money, by the way. Like, this is, like, you guys, you have to understand. I didn't have any money. I only had my phone. My phone was out of credit. It had credit, but I think I was so embarrassed to tell my friends, like, what has happened to me. Because my friends are like, they are usually like the best people on earth. They'll just laugh at me first and then send the money later. So I was kind of embarrassed to tell them on that same day, because they would just laugh at me the whole week. So I was so embarrassed. So I didn't say. I didn't have any fare. I didn't have anything. So at that point, I don't have anything to lose here. I just got back into otherwise, who is going to walk 150 kilometers back to school? No one. I can't. No, not me. So when I got into the car and I told her I sat in the back seat, and then we drove back to school. We didn't actually get back to school. We got like halfway. Yeah, we got back to school. And Jennifer and Brian and Fred drops Jennifer and Brian to Brian's home, to Brian's hostel, and I'm left in the car. Now this is a very awkward situation. Like, the chick who tore your hair is right there, and the dude who made it all this happen is just seated right there in the back seat. And I was so quiet. I was so embarrassed. I felt so bad. I don't know. I just felt so bad. This guy had that I don't know, he had the guts to even ask me if I wanted to get dropped off near the hostel main gate, and I was like, no, I have legs. Let me just walk. Let me just have this walk of shame on my own, because it was around 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning. Like, let me just walk. Walked and got back to my hostel. I didn't even remove my clothes. I just removed my shoes. I took a shower, and just slept off. Wow. Because it was a long night. Now I'm going to give you advice, guys. Moral of the story is, whenever you're going out, make sure you have some, at least, form of cash. Number 2, whenever you're going out, and the owner who's taking you out, if it's a friend, if it's a group of friends and they have a car, I mean, usikuwa na kiherehere ya kuketi mbele, just offer yourself to sit at the back seat, because you don't know what kind of evil you're going to find. What is number 3? Don't always trust your friends. Don't always think that people want the best for you, because afterwards, Bansi was brought by Jennifer to apologize, and she blamed it on the alcohol. Yeah, you heard it right. She blamed it on the alcohol. So anyway, pick your friends wisely. So thank you for watching. I really don't know how good or worse I've done this story time. This is my first time doing a story time. So please tell me in your comments. Leave in your comments. So please leave in your comments how you think about this situation, or if you've ever been in a similar situation, Or have you ever even been involved in a cat fight, and how was it like? Or are you just a person of keeping peace? Or you don't know how to fight like me? Hi, so you are just a peacemaker. So thank you for watching. Bye.